Hey, what's going on? So, I'm going to make a series of videos that basically just kind of like explain my journey so far. Um, I know there's been a couple of my friends, a couple of my family that don't really know what all I've been doing. I've been really kind of keeping to myself, and sorry about the mess, by the way. I'm not like, I'm building up from sleeping in my car. So, hopefully, as these videos go on and I get on my feet a little bit more, the backdrop is going to change a little, hopefully. So, I want to explain a little bit about who I am, what I'm about, and I want to tell the truth. You know, about 4 or 5 years ago, I was in the happiest part of my entire life. Like, I had the woman of my dreams. I had, a stepdaughter that I learned to accept as my own. And then I ended up marrying that girl, and I screwed it up. I screwed it up. And I took something that God had given me for granted, and I ended up losing it all. I know, I'm going to sit here and sound like I'm whining and crying and complaining about my life and the situation that I find myself in. I want to let you know now that's not what this is. Me coming clean with everything that's going on over the past couple of years, that I've got people that are hacking into me, that are trying to find out more information about me without actually coming forward and talking to me and actually having a one-on-one conversation to find out what I'm really about. They just want to watch the things I do, watch the things that I watch, and they want to make accusations and assumptions based off of things that I just watch. I'm not actually like doing anything. I'm really not. Um, I ended up. By the way, that's my cat. I'm going to be doing that a lot. He likes to get up in this area. Um, but anyway, I ended up losing my family, and I went to go live with my best friend and his now fiance. Congratulations, guys! If you end up watching this, I'm super happy for you guys. Good luck with him. You know what I mean. Um, he's a great guy, but have fun. Um, but I ended up alienating a lot of my friends and a lot of people that cared about me simply because I was dealing with these emotions and dealing with these problems all on my own. And I would reach out to friends every once in a while, and it ended up being, it was good for a while. I had friends that were actually concerned about me, and then all of a sudden, without any explanation, almost every single one of them just stopped talking to me, stopped calling me, stopped answering when I was texting them. And there's been no explanation. Now, when this all started, one of the things that my ex and her mother told me was that the thing that I needed to worry about was I needed to focus on myself. So I took that extremely literally. I started doing shadow work, which, for those of you that don't know, it involves you sitting down with the negative aspects of your personality and figuring out why you are the way that you are. I was also battling social media addiction and YouTube addiction, which I am still currently battling, as well as severe depression, suicidal tendencies, and thoughts, not tendencies, um, and just trying to battle through whatever I could. And I almost lost that battle multiple times. I can sit here and I can talk about the hacking and all of that, but in all reality, what it really comes down to is I let my emotions get the better of me, and I put myself into that hole. And I ended up having people that really cared about me just kind of turn their backs on me because, everybody else was just like, oh, we're just trying to drink. We're just trying to have fun. We're just trying to party, and you're depressing. We don't want you around. Yeah, that's fair. I was depressing. I was a downer. I didn't have any light in my life at all. I started out on this journey as a Norse pagan, all about, Vikings and Odin and Thor and Freya. I mean, I even named my kid after one of them. And I was praying to them at the time for strength, for guidance to help me. And I ended up standing in front of a mirror one day, just kind of looked at it. I was just like, Odin, you gave an eye for the wisdom that you have, and I would give so much more. I didn't know at the time what that meant. And I ended up losing everything. I ended up on the streets. I almost lost my kid. I was at the point where I was facing jail time because I spanked my child, which I'm going to straight up admit that I did that. I don't feel good about that. I knew immediately after I did it that it was wrong, and then her mother tried to have me arrested and locked away for it. I was lying to my friends about going to therapy, about getting on BetterHelp and using BetterHelp for therapy. I was lying about that. I was just stewing in my own rage, my own depression, my own darkness. I was just sitting there stewing in it. And I was taking it out on everybody. That's why I lost a lot of people. That's why I lost a lot of friends. That's why I'm alone right now. I accept that. I do. Fast forward a couple of years later, and I end up finding my way back into church. Start praying, start asking God for forgiveness, start coming to terms with some of the things that I've done wrong in my life. And every single day that I've come back to Christ, every single day has been getting a little bit better. Now there's another aspect to all of this that's quite spiritual that a lot of people, especially non-believers and science people, I sit here and I'll try to explain this to you, and you won't believe a word that I'm saying. You'll think that I need to be on some kind of medication. You'll think that I need to be in some kind of mental ward. And quite frankly, Look, here's the thing. If I didn't go through it and somebody would come up to me and say the things that I've been through to me, I would think the same thing if I hadn't gone through it myself. Spirituality is a very real thing. One of my things about spirituality is spirituality and science are two sides of the same coin. Science is simply a means to understand our universe, and spirituality is a means to connect to it. Now, through all of my through all of my experiences and looking into things, when I was younger, I'll admit when I was younger, when I was a kid, I was when I was when I was doing the whole I'm turning my back on God thing, and typical teenager stuff, just refusing to accept that God had my best interests at heart and that I knew better, as all of us kids tend to do. We all tend to eventually just be like, what? It's my life. I know what I'm doing. I know how to live my life, and blah, 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 blah. And you're not going to tell me any differently. Wrong. Wrong. See, now, I'm not the worst case scenario of what happens if you do your own thing and you just say screw it and just, continue to do your own thing. My story is not the worst by far. I'm not hooked on drugs. I'm not out here in a gang. I'm not out here, hurting people. I'm not doing any of that. I'm not doing any of that. I'm just I'm barely coasting by. And God has helped me with a lot of with a lot of my faults, a lot of my problems. There's still a lot that I'm still working on. Some of my biggest issues. And I feel as though he has me alone right now. And I don't know if it's through my own doing, because I'll be honest with you, like during this whole fixing myself and focusing on myself thing, a lot of people have said that I have come off quite narcissistic and that I have become very self-absorbed and self-centered. And yeah, I can't argue any of those points. I can't, because I was told to focus on myself. So that's what I did. And I did it maybe too extreme. But when all of this began, I ended up kind of diving into the deep end as far as spirituality was concerned. I started looking into chakra, opening up chakras, pineal gland decalcification. There was protection, white magic versus black magic, which, by the way, you don't mess with black magic. The energy you put out is the energy you get back. That's how it works. It's a boomerang effect. Now, I was getting really heavy into meditation and just doing inner soul searching work. And there was a point where I was aligning my chakras and opening my pineal gland and doing meditation every single night and just going hard into spirituality and inner work and working on myself. And there was a moment where I had been doing a guided meditation, one of those, close your eyes and picture a beautiful mountain range with a babbling brook and a bridge going over it. And I did that. But as I'm sitting there trying to focus and trying to get into that tranquil state of mind, I just saw this massive black, just massive thing that was just blocking my view of these mountains. Now, mountains for me, it's one of the most calming, one of the most, you know, I love the mountains. Let's just cut it short. You know, I always have. And I'm sitting there, I'm trying to focus on these mountains, and this black mass just won't move. And so I ended up getting very irritated, very agitated, and I stared back at it. Word of advice: if there's ever a black mass in a vision of yours or anything like that, don't do what I did. Don't stare back at it. I stared so deep into it that I saw past it. And when I saw past this black mass that was in front of me, it was just this very grotesque, demonic face with 6 glowing eyes just staring back at me. Don't stare too far into the abyss because it stares back. Just don't do it. And ever since then, I've been kind of in this mental battle between, I guess, the different aspects of myself and whatever's going on out there, the people that are paying attention and watching this whole thing go down. Again, I don't know who they are. I don't know. I really don't know. You know, I could drop names, but honestly, nobody would believe me. I don't believe it. And it's happening to me, and I don't believe it. This is my first of a series of videos, just kind of chronicling over everything. But like I said, when I was younger, I used to mess with some dark stuff. I did. But as I'm older now and I'm going to Christ, I still have some of my old bad habits. You know, some would say the burning of sage and crystals and all of that. That's still not of Christ, not of God, or anything like that. And I understand that. I do. It's just I've been under some really bad terror attacks at night. Been getting nightmares. My energy is constantly drained. It's almost like something has completely sucked all of the happiness out of my life. Now, whether this is an attack or not, I'm not really 100% sure. Really not. But it started when I started watching tarot videos. I started watching a lot of tarot videos because I was looking for answers. I was looking for the path. I was looking for the way forward in my life. Because I felt lost. I didn't know where to go. I didn't know where to turn. I didn't know what to do. And something inside of me just kind of clicked. Like a flip. Like a switch got flipped. Got turned on. Now I'm at the point where the things that I've been saying have been misconstrued. Like, I want everybody to get along. I'm just one of those typical guys out there, man, that's just like, why do we hate each other? We all bleed red. We're all humans. Like, well, maybe some of us aren't out there. Maybe. I mean, government just released that aliens were actually a thing, so, and everybody was just kind of just like, oh, yeah, we knew that. I mean, so, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I'm tired of seeing people being ugly towards each other. I'm tired of people having this mentality of, well, let the world burn kind of thing. Because, I mean, guys, look, this is the only planet we got. This is all we got. And quite frankly, if we don't start pulling together and start rowing the boat in the right direction, we're all not going to make it. Everybody's just like, oh, zombie apocalypse. Oh,
Gonna die. Mom,
yeah, gonna die. Yeah.
Gonna die. Please fight monsters.
Not gonna die. I need to fight monsters. See, this is the kind of stuff that I'm sitting here talking about. It's just monsters are very real. And some of them are disguised as human. I believe in God. I don't know about you guys. I don't care really what God you guys do believe in, because quite frankly, it's all the same guy. He's all the same guy. There's one in almost every single religion out there, even in paganism. Like, you look into paganism enough, you'll find out that, hey, there's one on top almost everywhere, in everything. There's always that one on top. I believe in him. And I've had my life threatened for that. Because I believe in a better tomorrow. Because I believe in the promises of Christ. Too much light is oppressive, and too much darkness is evil. It's about balance.